morning show. The station that pays.
This is MC Reggie Fresh on the MC Reggie Fresh Morning Show. And guess who's in the building? She's the mother of the first round pick, 10th overall to the College of Notre Dame. She's the mother of the 6th leading rusher in the NFL. She's the mother of the 2015 Hall of Famer. He also played with the 6-time world champs, the Pittsburgh Steelers. She's the mother of the battering Ram. She's the mother of Jerome Bettis, a.k.a. the Bus. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Gladys Bettis. How you doing, Miss Gladys?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
All right. The first question I want to ask you, Miss Gladys, was you a Steeler fan? Was you a Steeler fan before your son played? Or did you like any team?
No, not really. I really was not a Steelers fan. I've been born and raised here in Detroit, so
yes, ma'am.
The Lions. I've just been a Lions fan.
Okay.
Not even a big football fan. Anyway, I played baseball coming up. My maiden name was Bogart, and they used to call me Slugger Bogart. that was my thing, and I like to watch baseball.
Okay.
But my older son, John, was born a Steeler fan.
Okay, all right.
It's just incredible. And Jerome liked Dallas.
Yeah, he said he liked Dallas. Yeah, I know. I heard him say that.
All over the house. Yep, everything around the house was Dallas and Steelers.
But see,
Dallas and Steelers.
And as the years went down, see, my brother, my younger brother, he liked the Dallas. And I liked the Steelers, and that's how it was at my house.
Oh, well, then I know exactly what it was like in your house.
My mama used to say, boy, if y'all don't get out of here.
That's it. I bought helmets and everything, little outfits, and everything was those two. And they had the little football game that sit on the table. And
yes, ma'am.
Little men
driving around. Yeah, that's it.
Dallas. It was Dallas and Steelers. But I had 8 brothers.
Yes, ma'am.
So at one time or another, I was the tackling dummy for them, and my down was the football. So I hated football.
Yes, ma'am.
I hate it. I said, when I have sons, they won't play that dreaded football. Can you believe how God turned that around?
I know it. Now check this out, Miss Bettis. I also know that you played bowling. You used to bowl a lot, and Jerome as well.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, you know what? That was our passion. When my husband and I started dating, he was a bowler, and he introduced me to bowling, and he bought me a ball, bag, shoes, and took me to the bowling alley, and it was just grew in me. It was my passion, and it was his. And then when we had the children, it became their passion, and I taught each one of them to bowl. We took them to the bowling alley, and Jerome was 7. And I went to bowling school, American Junior Bowling Conference School, and learned how to teach these kids the correct way.
Yes, ma'am.
I did.
I know.
And I bowled a couple of nights a week in a league, and then they bowled on Saturdays and Sunday in a league, and we traveled with them, and they got to be very good. All 3 of them were state champs in their own right. And they love it.
Yeah, I know it. And look, and I think, other than football, that's what he said he wanted to do. He wanted to bowl.
Yeah, that's what he definitely said. And he had told me one day, he said, Mom, if my knees hold up after after football, I want to bowl.
You want to bowl?
Yeah, he said, I'd like to be a professional bowler. And he bowled with the pros.
I know he did, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got a 300, got a 290.
I know it.
Bowling with them, got a 300 in practice and got a 290 in the league bowling with. He's
good.
Bowler.
He sure is. Now let me ask you this. Now what turned him to football from bowling?
You know what? I think it was my brother. My brother was football. One of my brothers was a football coach.
Yes, ma'am.
In one of the high schools here in the city. And when Jerome got to be in coming out of middle school, going into high school, my brother used to come over to our house and he would visit. And one day we were walking him to the door as he was leaving, and the guys were playing out in the street, and they were running and racing each other and throwing the ball and everything. And Jerome was beating everyone. And my brother looked out there and he said, "That boy has talent." And I'm like, "No." He said, "Oh yeah, he has talent." And he was a football coach, so he knew.
Yeah.
He knew what he was talking about. And
Right.
he said, "You should put him in, let him play football, and he can get a scholarship." And I told my brother, I said, "Well, I'm grooming him for an academic scholarship because Jerome's a very smart young man."
Yes, ma'am.
So we had it, we were getting ready to try to get a academic scholarship for college.
Right.
And my brother said, "Well, you know what? You can get a scholarship playing sports." We really wasn't into all of that.
Right.
Because I had, my daughter had moved to New York, and my older son, because Jerome is the youngest, and he went to Clark, Atlanta, and he wasn't into sports. He
Right.
played a little tennis when he was in high school, but he didn't go to college in any sport.
Right.
So Jerome was the sport person, and we're like, that was my thing. And so him and my husband, Jerome and my husband, they kind of beat me down about it.
Yeah.
So this was his first year in high school.
Uh-huh.
So I took him to the doctors to get him a physical to see if he could play this doggone football. And the doctor told me, he said, "Well, he's wheezing right now." And I'm like, you're not kidding. You're not serious. He said, "Yeah, Jerome he has asthma. He's wheezing." Now, Jerome was born with asthma, but it went dormant when he was a year and a half.
Yes, ma'am.
So all of those years, he never had any problems, never complained. But that day, the doctor said he's wheezing right now. And I'm thinking, can he play football? And he said, "Well, yeah, And I said, "Well, he has to have oxygen to play." And the doctor says, "Well, if he has to have oxygen, he cannot play." And I didn't realize that the guys didn't have to have oxygen all the time, because I used to see him sitting on the side,
Right.
with the oxygen, and I'm thinking that's the way it was all the time, but it wasn't. I found that out later.
Right.
So he gave me a couple of different inhalers for Jerome, one before he starts to try to open the lungs, and if he has a problem, then there's another one. A couple of inhalers for him to use during the game, and he sent him on out there, and the rest you can read about.
The rest is history.
It's history.
There it is.
And
That's
I was
absolutely
glad
great.
that
Yes,
I
ma'am.
didn't hold him back. And when I speak on it, and I tell people, don't handicap your child.
Right.
Because we did not hold Jerome back, because of that. And that was one of the reasons that I was at every game. I'm that parent, my husband and I, but I started it just being there by myself. I would go to the practices.
Right.
I would go to every game in high school just to make sure he was okay.
Okay. Right. Now let me ask you this, Miss Bettis. How did you get to get Jerome grounded like that? How do you keep him focused, like when he got older and stuff, from high school to college and stuff like that, to keep him grounded and keep him focused? What do it take? What kind of mother do you need to be for these other mothers that's listening that got good players that's got potential to go to the NFL?
Well, you know what? I was that parent who cared.
Right.
That's what you have to be.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
just have to be a parent, and what I wanted to do in my life was to be a mother.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't. I had a year or so in college. I didn't want to. My dad tried to get me. I told Dad, "Don't waste your money. It's not what I want to do.
Right.
I want to be a mom." I got married and I had my kids, and that's what I wanted to do.
Right. You just
so
love
I
kids.
wanted to be the best.
Yes, ma'am. To be the best mom. That's how my mama
Best
was. She
mom.
loved kids, boy. She wanted to be for the kids,
Yep.
and that's what it's about.
And so, yeah, so you have to pay attention to your kids. You have to know where they are. You know, they couldn't bring anything in the house that didn't belong to them.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I didn't allow that. You know, there wasn't a lot of stray kids around. I knew all the people that were in our neighborhood, and I was the mom who sat out on the porch and watched the kids play.
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
you go from that driveway to that driveway. You don't go any further. You know, that type of stuff.
Right.
I you know what? I truly cared what they were doing, and I was the one who went through their book bags, and
Yeah.
I would go through their drawers, and you know, that type of stuff. You know, I found stuff. I'm gonna tell them. So, and Jerome is a great guy, but Jerome tried to get off on the wrong path.
Yes, ma'am.
He did that in high school.
Yes,
He had
ma'am.
it in his book and everything, and so. What I did when that happened, when his coach called me and told me Jerome is getting ready to do something, he's getting ready to mess up his career, and I sat him down and I started talking to my
Right.
husband and I, and that's what I did mainly with my kids, was to talk to them and
Yes.
pray with them,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
pray for them, a lot of prayers, and I told Jerome, you know, you getting ready to mess up, and everything that you trying to get out here right now that you should not have, you can get when you get older, when you get into the league, when you go into college now, and you get out, you're being the pros, because I've been told you're going to be $1 million baby. That's what they came to me. I had no idea what they were talking about, but Jerome was the one.
The $1 million baby.
$1 million baby is what his coach told me.
And there it
He's
is.
about to mess himself up. I'm like, well, and I sat down and I talked to him. I said, everything you see these guys with out there on the streets is not theirs, and it will be taken from them. You get in there, that's what's going to happen. I said, but once you get your life together and you get out here and you start playing, everything you get is yours.
That's what I'm talking about.
Take care,
That's-
you know, and that's what I did, and that's what I tell when I talk to my young lady.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, to have much respect for yourself. I had a lot of single moms. When I'm a single mom, what do? And I would tell them, don't bring men in your house around your kids.
You already know. There it is. There it is.
Bring them in there. You can do anything you want to do. Your child is in school for 8 hours. You can do anything you want to do while your child is in school, if you must. But do not bring that in the house. They will not respect them. You have to teach your child how to respect. And that's one of the problems today. They
You're
don't
right.
know how
It
to
ain't like it
respect
used to be.
themselves.
You're right.
They have no respect for anyone.
Nah, they in grown folk business too. You know.
That's right. No business, and you do that by example. And my husband, I can't say I did this all by myself, because I had a great husband who
Yes, ma'am.
took care of us, was in that house, worked 2 jobs, and the kids saw this. They saw their dad making a living for them, making a great living, and taking care of them. So, you know, you just have to be there with your child.
Well, Miss Gladys, that's outstanding. I like that. That's very great. That's a great story. Now, what I'm gonna ask you, Miss Gladys, I'm gonna ask you a trivia question, right? And you're gonna get this question right, and it pertains to Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
If you get it right, I'm gonna send you MC Reggie Fresh CD that I have made myself when Jerome and that team went to Detroit in the Super Bowl extra large
Yeah.
in 2005. Okay, so just take your time and think about this question.
Okay.
All right. Could you tell me the guy that was drafted in 1992? He went to Notre Dame. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His number was 36, and they called him the Bus.
Hot dog it. That's Jerome Bettis.
And you got it, Miss Bettis.
That's a great one.
All right, all right. Now, do you got any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Oh, you know what? I've got some relatives down in Alabama that I'm hoping I listen. It's the Bettis. It's just all the Bettis family, everyone, all around.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
They have,
All right then, Miss Bettis. The last question I want to ask you, could you please tell me what's the baddest station in the land and the baddest station that pays?
Oh, my goodness. That's an easy one. The MC Reggie Fresh Morning Show.
You got it, Miss Bettis. Hey, thank you for being on my show.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you so much, Reggie.
Yes, ma'am.